Good morning, good morning, good morning. And how are we today? Well, to be honest, I'm a little bit miffed this morning. As you can see, there are footprints from the cheeky chickens, all right? And the reason for those footprints, I'm going to have to be careful going down, is obviously because we've had a little bit of rain during the night. The clouds are not looking good. They were looking really good about 10 minutes ago, all right? It was looking lovely. And then all of a sudden they've gone grey. There's the cheeky chickens. Mr. Cockerel there. Good morning, Mr. Cockerel, sir. Have you seen the mess you've made? Do you know what? I've actually cleaned that step 3 times this morning. Oh, yeah, cats. Quick look at the cats. There goes Graham. In a way, all right. Hello, Sandy boy. How you doing? Are you all right, lovely? All right. Now, there's Mr. Boots. He's another institution that people do like to know how Mr. Boots is getting, especially Rebecca Turner and also Lily as well. Hello there, Boots. And let us now go over and start giving you the news for today, which I'm really looking forward to giving you after yesterday's rather, because simply my tablet wasn't running nicely in town, despite its superior upload and everything else. Before I do that, I just got to quickly say hello to my mum, also to my brother Simon, and also Yolanda. They're taking me mum today to the hospital in Thanet, the Queen Mother's Elizabeth's Hospital, where basically, guess what? My screen has gone. It's going to be, I think it's going to be one of them broadcasts again. Anyway, they're taking my mum to the hospital today to have a procedure. Hope you're going to be okay, mum, and you're going to get back nice, safe and sound and everything else. And if anything, it's a day out, not the sort of day out you'd like, but it's a day out of the nursing home. All right, and best of luck, and we're all rooting for you. All right. Okay. Yesterday, with everything going on, I forgot to give you the COVID numbers for yesterday, which is quite important. I'm going to do yesterday's COVID numbers. This was for the 14th of October. We had 408 new cases in Greece. We had 6 deaths. And we also had, 89 people in ICUs undergoing treatment. That was yesterday. And today, as I look at the figures for today, my screen again has gone. The figures are as follows: 436 new cases, 63 associated cases. That's from people who basically know that somebody who's already had the illness and have obviously picked up an infection. There's been 31 cases coming through the borders, considering yesterday Zakynthos started flights again here, and a few other locations around Greece were doing the same. 31 cases through borders, and obviously get the ferries and ports. There's been 7 deaths as well within the last 24 hours, and the average age of those people who've passed away has been an average age of 79 years of age, and with underlying conditions. People have been asking about the bus driver, the Zakynthos bus driver that contracted the virus, who was in the hospital undergoing treatment. He was too weak to be moved to Rio. Still no word about him. Still not even sure if he's still on the island or what has happened to him. So we are keeping our eyes open to see if there's any more news regards the bus. We have thoughts on who the bus driver might be. However, at this point, it would be inappropriate for me to say the identity of that person. And with Greek privacy laws, their identity is protected. All right. Anyway, some really interesting news this morning. First of all, Zakynthos has been told that it has adequate water supplies and sewage, according to the Greek Ministry of the Interior. Now, this has become as a big sensation here on the island because the mayor obviously revealed this information yesterday. It also puts into doubt certain projects that are here on the island for improvement of water supplies, and also for the building of a sewage treatment plant as well. here on the island. Also, it must be noted that certain areas of the island still don't have water, an adequate water supply, and some areas of the island actually have still got asbestos water piping as well. So anyway, according to the Ministry of the Interior, Zakynthos has been declared a Category B, which means that it has adequate water and sewage supplies. Now, in terms of investment in that, a lot of the water infrastructure has been paid for by the EU. And I think basically what the Ministry of the Interior is saying is no more money for Zakynthos in regards to those areas. If you want to get the money from the EU, that's up to you, and you'll be able to do that as well. So those projects that I've talked about have been brought into question, and that is, I think, causing a right ripple across the island at the moment, especially in the fact that you're trying to improve the quality of tourism here on the island. And I know sewage has always been a big issue, especially in the area of Sewage, especially down the back from where I work at Magdalena's Bar, and also Bowlam Over, and the way that the sewage infrastructure in Sewage just wasn't up to the job of taking on all the new hotels and all the extensions and all the extra rooms that were going on. As they say, the shit's got to go somewhere. I don't know if you caught that last comment, but as they say, the shit has got to go somewhere. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that story as well, just see how that pans out. Also, again, the mayor in the news again. He's having a busy week, the mayor, this week. I've got to be quite honest. Anyway, he's back in court again over in Patra. Yeah, the trial continues, which has been an absolute sensation here on the island and also across Greece as well. Now, for those people who haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, our mayor, who was elected a couple of years ago, in 2016, he was attacked by two men in the middle of town while he was taking 500,000 euros to the bank to put in. Two men attacked him, robbed him, took his money, run away. Not only that, but they also robbed somebody else of 18,000 euros. Now, there's nothing unusual in large sums of money being carried by Greek people. However, the reason he put the money in the bank was because just a few weeks earlier, his house had been broken into and he had 300,000 euros stolen from there that was supposedly buried in the garden. Somebody made a comment that tree, and maybe he has. But anyway, he's going back over to Patra today. He appears in court. A new witness has been recalled. Yep, a woman who has been initially seen by the police and under oath confessed that one of the robbers or convicted men who was found guilty, who was a Albanian national, he confessed to her about the robbery. Anyway, there's more to come from that. I'm not going to go too deeply into it, but it is at the moment a trial that is to go on a bit longer. There's another 28 odd witnesses still yet to be called. But anyway, this lady, it seems, is a key witness at the moment because obviously the defense of the two guys involved on their appeal is that the money wasn't as big as what was said, and that the whole incident was hyped by the mayor as part of an election campaign to get him elected as mayor of the island. But anyway, the trial continues, and I know a lot of people have been showing a lot of interest in that trial at the moment. As we sometimes say, only in Zakynthos, okay? Anyway, another interesting story as well, which has come out this morning, is a lot of people might not be aware of this, but there is an island just north of Zakynthos that sits between us and Kefalonia, which is actually the responsibility of Zakynthos, which is called Strofades. Now, on this island, there is a monastery, and this monastery is derelict. The island itself is also empty. Nobody lives on the island, and it was where St. Denis, the patron saint of the island, was buried, and he was there up until the 17th century. But because of attacks by pirates, his body was then moved back to the island here on Zakynthos, where you can see him here as well. One of the great miracles of St. Denis is that his body didn't deteriorate when it was buried. And every year on St. Dennis's Day, normally he'd come out of his little place and he'd do a little procession around the town, and then be left in state where people can go and see him and kiss his silver slipper, and hopefully miracles such as people getting well, women having babies takes place. Well, anyway, the interesting thing is that the Ministry of Culture announced yesterday a tender. Yeah, the Ministry of Culture yesterday announced a tender of 11 million euros, basically for the restoration of the monastery, and also protection of it, because it is a very, very looking impressive building. I've never been there myself, but I do know people who have been to visit. Normally they run once a year, they run a kind of a pilgrimage there. Unfortunately, it always seems to happen in summer when the waters are calmer, and I've never had the opportunity to go, even though I've wanted to go and visit it. But anyway, 11 million euros has been granted for the restoration of the monastery. 800,000 of that is actually going to go on the actual fitting of a port there to make access a lot easier to the island. Anyway, I think that's a fantastic thing. It will give us something else here on the island. So you've got the shipwreck, you've got the turtles, and then you'll have the Strofades Monastery. However, it is a long day for those people who've been over to visit it. Might have been a long day because of the fact that it's not that easy to get into and get ashore there. But I could see that actually becoming a very interesting other feature of the island to go and visit. I've got to say, this has been the dream of the former Archbishop of Zakynthos. When he did his interview the other day about the fire up at the shipwreck, which I said I didn't even bother talking about because he just sort of seemed to speak in riddles, and it was very confusing what he was trying to say about the fire. The only thing in the whole of his interview that he was clear about was the fact that there would be news in reference the island of Strofades and the monastery there. It's been his dream, and I know he had Russian investors at one point looking at doing something with the island way back, but that didn't come to anything. And I noticed as well when I'm trying to remember now the name, when there was a election, the plan was to fly the candidate over to the island to see that, and the Archbishop was going to basically meet him and greet him and wine and dine him there before he come to Zakynthos. I'm trying to remember the name. I think it was one of the former prime ministers, and it's just jumped out of my head who it was. But anyway, that didn't work either. And in fact, he never even turned up because it looked like the island was going to vote the way that that party wanted it to vote at the time. But anyway, so we're going to keep an eye on that story, because I think that is a real plus for the island if we see this island come. And it's another place to visit. It will also generate maybe more tourism, might be more religious tourism. You might have it as an island retreat for people to go somewhere to be quiet. Whether the monastery would actually have any monks move into it, that is obviously yet to be seen. But anyway, the tender is out there, 11 million euros, and we'll see what comes of that. Right, let's see if I get a chance to say hello to people this morning. My tablet has been toing and froing. Patrick Curtin says, good morning, Ginge. Nice to have you with us, Patrick. Simon Rowland says good morning as well. Susie Angus is also saying good morning. Nice to have you here, Susie. Alan Parks at sunny Catterick is looking in. Is it sunny today at Catterick? Somehow, probably not. Andy Hunter, he's also looking as well. Cy Grindley, ex-RAF Reg buddy, down there in Wendover in Buckinghamshire. Nice to have you tuning in as well. Are you still doing the taxiing, or have you retired yet? That is the question. Alan Parks is saying, have a good day. Thank you, Al. Les Hardman, ex-RAF Reg, he's also looking in as well. Kevin Williams. Now, is that the Kevin Williams who used to run the fancy dress? We used to do a little bit of business together way back. Nice to have you looking in as well, checking on the island. Maureen from round the corner is tuning in as well. Nice to have you looking in as well, my lovely. Al Parks says, good luck to you, Mum. Thank you, Al. Appreciate that. Really nice of you to say that as well. I'll send your regards on. Gary Butler is watching. Nicola Hope is watching. Steve Hitchin, all the way over there in Stoke-on-Trent, is watching. He's still contemplating whether he's going to get over or not, the way things are looking. Adele Woodhouse is watching. Noel Hester is watching as well. Andrew the Fridge Watkins is watching too. Robert Cave says, Gallimera Ginge. Gallimera to you as well, Bob. Hope everything's good. Noel Hester says, morning, Ginge. Lindsay Kimberley is watching. Mark Billingham. Billy Billingham. How you doing, fella? Lisa Kimberley says, morning, doing the school run. Will watch you when I get back with a coffee. Have a great day. Good as well. It'll be a nice smooth broadcast when you watch it as well, because we've been interrupted. I'm not going to say anything at the moment because everything's running very smoothly at the moment. John David Hester is watching as well. Steve Hinklin is saying Gallimera. Hope you have a good day. Dawn Usher is watching. Heather Nash is watching. Hello, Heather. Now, I understand, Heather, you were having a bit of difficulty understanding that I do this live and then it is uploaded to the internet for you to watch at any time. So, yes, it's live now. But if you watch it at, say, 3 o'clock this afternoon, but you're not watching it at 3 o'clock this afternoon, it is obviously recorded and stored. And also, just another thing at the moment, I've actually started to create a separate channel on YouTube. And the plan is at some point, slowly, I will move all the previous broadcasts, put them into that separate channel, and then I will then start to upload the broadcast to that other new channel, which will be called DJ Ginge Zanti Video Blog, and that is on its way. I started creating that yesterday, but it's going to take a bit of work to get it up and done, so I will let you know when it is, when we'll start switching channels, basically, all right? David Esther is saying hello. Joe Alexander, nice to have you as well. Good guests who come to Magdalena's quite a bit. Heather Nash says, morning, mate. I've missed seeing you and Jane this year, so I hope all this shite is sorted by next summer. Thank you, Heather. Lovely comment. Rick Archer, ex-Raffridge buddy. He's also been to Zakynthos. Nice to see you here as well, sir. Stuart Butcher is looking in. It's sunny in Wales. Thank you there. Andrew the Fridge Watkins. Bob Scariff is watching as well. Nigel Steer is watching. Stephen Hodgson is watching over there up in Middlesbrough. Nice to have you with us. Ray Morris Phillips is watching. Hello, Ray. How you doing? Nice to have you here looking in. I give my regards to Mary. She'll be doing my beard at some point, I would think. Mary Terrellon is watching. Brett Weston is watching. Aaron Vardy is watching. My old Raffridge buddy there. Christopher Lloyd Jones is watching. Doppia John, nice to have you here as well. Jill Ford as well. My God, everybody's here today. Jan Lawrence is watching. Sandra Lynn Pallister is watching. Geordie Meldrum. And Barry Leatherdale is watching. In fact, I've just seen Barry's comment, and that's just reminded me of something. Just to let you know, TUI flights are coming at the moment. Had 4 flights. I know the authorities from Fidelity were saying it looks like it's going to rise to 7 or 8 flights a day by the end of the week. Just to let you know that the Bristol flight has been cancelled due to not enough bookings. All right, somebody, Karen, it's Karen, somebody who actually works for TUI, is supposed to be coming over here on holiday. She's had to move herself to Brum, kicked up a fuss, got to Brum, and she's flying over here from Brum. But the Bristol flight with TUI, this flight Friday, was cancelled because there wasn't enough people booking a holiday or booking a flight from Bristol. So if you're in Bristol, start booking or you're going to lose it. You've lost the flight this Friday. Start booking. All right, there you go. Just thought. Thank you for that, Barry. You just reminded me. Andy Owen's watching as well. Right, that's it from me. Just production. If you want to request a tune, just pop it in the comments below. Okay, I'll be making my tune within about the next couple of hours, and that will be rebroadcast tomorrow from 34. However, it'll probably go out a bit later tomorrow simply because Jane and I have got a luncheon appointment, first of all. So we're going to go for that. And as soon as we've done that luncheon appointment with Vic and Terry, whose house in Kalamaki is still for sale, 310,000 euros. It's a 310,000 sterling. or euros equivalent. It's a beautiful place. If I had the money, I'd have bought it. They've actually dropped the price of it as well. So you might want to have a look at it online. You'll find it on my Facebook page. If you have any interest, just get in touch with them direct on the numbers that are there. Don't get in touch with me, but get in touch with them if you want to do a deal. All right, there you go. Anyway, we're having lunch with them, and then I'll start rebroadcasting from 34 later in the afternoon. And all those people who've already watched the show, thank you. Hasn't charted yet. I had a little look this morning. But show 2 is still in the charts at the moment. And I've got to be honest, some of the music in my latest show, which you can catch online, is really awesome. Really, really awesome. Right, okay. If you want to watch the show, somebody's asking, Mixcloud. Go to Mixcloud. It's there, saved, and you can hear the music. Unfortunately, you can't see the pictures. You can see the pictures and video when it's live restreamed. But once it's done, it's stored as an audio only, and it's there for you to peruse at your pleasure or listen to as you're doing your things around the house. Anyway, I'm getting a bit of a burp coming on. I better go. Got jobs to do, and I will see you later. Ta-ra.